Bang! Neeves Knives. I'm Jared, and I just unboxed this off of camera, so this is a real first impressions. I literally just opened it just a couple minutes ago. So this is a first impressions on the Kuby Darkness. Now, I did pick this color. Kuby did send it to me, and just so you guys know, this is just a first impressions. It's not a review. I do not bring up any negatives in my first impressions. I save that for the review because sometimes my opinion changes on things. Now, just in case, if you do like what you see from this first impressions, I'm linking this knife and all the other Kubys that I'm going to pull forward here in just a second down in the description. So this one is, like I said, it does come in other colors, but it is a flipper with a dual hollow ground blade. It has the hollow grind here and here, which is really nice because a lot of times you see a dual grind where it's hollow here and flat up here, but in this case we have two hollows. I love that. It's going to help this front end, or the front of the blade, be nice and slicey. It is a thin blade stock, which coupled with the hollow grind is going to definitely add to the cutting performance. Now, it's not micro thin, so it's also going to be nice and strong yet slicey, which I think is awesome. AUS 10, I like AUS 10. We do have flat G10 scales here, so they're not contoured. And the action is pretty good. I actually like the way they set up this flipper tab, where it's got a nice comfortable spot for your finger, and that's also the spot where it locks up, so, locks up on the stop pin, sorry. But this flipper tab is nice and comfortable for the light switch or for the in-between, which is where instead of just doing a light switch, you can kind of do like the in-between a light switch and a push button, which is also really nice. And the detent is pretty good. I can feel this thing breaking in like very fast compared to when I first opened it like 3 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago. So, like with any knife, they break in, and this one's breaking in rather quickly. Very smooth. Now, you can also reverse flick off of the hole or thumb flick. It's not hard. It's relatively easy. So now the lock bars also, if you see, it's protruding, which I like to see, because when they only cut out this side and they leave this side alone, then it's hard to get to the lock bar. You're constantly fighting the G10, trying to push the lock bar, but you're actually pushing the G10. But in this case, they did cut out both sides, which I do like to see. It makes it really easy to get to that lock bar, and it's still comfortable in the hand. And you can use this little spot. It's not for your finger, but you can, choke up right there just a little bit. Very, very nice. Now, I noticed one thing. This thing feels very lightweight, yet nice and strong, because they added the two stop pins, one in the middle, one at the end. So it's going to make it where it doesn't have flex. But then they also milled out the whole inside, so it brought down the weight. Now, it's not a deep carry clip, but the benefits of having a clip like this is going to be, one, you have something to grab onto, so when you put it in and out of your pocket, you have good control over it. But two, a deep carry clip, that's my fault, a deep carry clip tends to be uncomfortable because when you squeeze a knife, right here tends to squeeze a lot in a grip, right? So this part of your hand winds up hitting a big bulge when it's a deep carry clip. So with a clip like this, where it's a non-deep carry clip, your hand goes right over the top and the clip winds up landing in the pad of your hand instead of right in the pressure points where you squeeze. So, that, which, is the benefits of having a non-deep carry clip. Now, yeah, the bad things is you're going to see a little bit hanging out of the pocket, but depending on if that bothers you or not. Let's see if we can pretty easy. So this will work out good for a lefty, but just not for the clip. It is not a reversible clip. Now, these are very affordable, so You're going to get pretty decent materials. AUS 10, I think AUS 10 is a great steel. Let's talk about AUS 10 really quick. AUS 10, in my opinion, is going to be very similar to VG10, 154 cm. You know, it's not, it's in the same category, I guess you could say, as like Sandvik steels, but in my opinion, it's most similar to VG10. So, which is a good quality steel, especially for this price range. Now, let's take a look at a couple other Kubeys. Now, the one that I've been very impressed with, and I actually have a review coming, I think, today or tomorrow on this, the Kuby Raven. Very impressed with this knife, and I will link it below. And it is a Jelly Jerry design. I do like Jelly Jerry's designs. I actually have a lot of his designs here right now. But you can also reverse flick off of this one. Now, this one also comes in a black and a satin blade as well. Oh, I forgot to mention, I'm going to link Geo Knives down below too. I don't think I mentioned that. They also sell Kubeys. So I'll link all the individual Kubeys down there, and then I'll link Geo Knives, which sells Kubeys and a couple other brands. Now, this knife, though, yeah, like I said, very impressed with it. So watch out for the review on this one. Now, you can see they are around the same size. And then here's a couple other ones. I actually have the Kuby Noble right here. This video is also about to, I recorded it and I lost the content, so I'm going to re-record this video. But another cool Kuby that's very affordable. So here's a couple Kubeys for you. And like I said, I will put link them down in the description. Nice detent on this, and listen to the acoustics. I don't know if it'll come over the mic, but this one has a real nice ching to it. Here's the Kuby Anteater, a titanium frame lock model. This one's an S35 VN. I don't think they sell this one anymore, but they do sell a D2 version or an AUS 10 version, one of the two. I think it's AUS 10 and titanium, but then they also have a G10 model. This is a heavy duty knife, and I mean that in a good way. The build is so solid. T8s all the way around, no milling on the inside, which makes this thing feel very tough. Now, the detent on this is very strong. I mean, it feels almost like a magnet, and it works very well. It flies out. Amazing sharpening choil. This is how a sharpening choil should be done. I actually need to sharpen this thing pretty soon. It's been sharpened a couple times. I've had it for a long time, but great action. And like I said, very solid build. So the Kuby Vagrant, another one I really like. Now, I don't know if they're making this one anymore. They do have G10 versions. I'll link the G10 versions down there as well, because the G10 versions are obviously going to be a lot more affordable than the titanium version. But this one's the titanium and AUS 10. I think they only have the S30V versions of this now, which they're asking a lot more money for. But yeah, fantastic little knife. Does have good action, and this one's in the more of the smaller, or not small, but medium category of knife. It's not a large knife, and you can see how much bigger the Kuby Darkness is. But for a compact little EDC knife, it is great. This one took a really nice polished edge when I originally sharpened it, but it's been used quite a bit since then. This one is actually on its way out the door to one of the Patreon winners, the Kuby Victory. Now, this one is also AUS 10, G10 with steel liners, but it has a titanium milled clip. Very slicey, nice thin blade stock, nice tall flat ground blade, but they're right around the same size category. And then we have the Kuby Carve, which is a little bit smaller than the Darkness, a little bit shorter. This is a Tonto knife with a blacked out blade. They come in other options as well. This one's in D2. Nice finger choil / sharpening choil. Amazing sharpening choil. They give you plenty of access plenty of room from the plunge rind. Nice and comfortable in the hand. G10 deep carry clip. Great action. You can even reverse flick it. But yeah, awesome, awesome knife. And you can see, like I said, this one's a little bit longer than the carve, but not by much. I would still put them in the same size category. Very, very smooth though. I'll link whatever I can down below. Now, finishing up with this one, I think it's awesome that they're doing a hollow grind, or dual hollow grind. It's going to make it to where this tip is acute and good for utility cuts, yet it's still strong. It's not that it's a dainty, weak tip. So you're getting that happy medium range where it's going to have the strength and the performance, you know, mixed. And with this little, with the hollow right here, directly under the tip in this general area, this is going to be very slicey. So, and then you also have the secondary tip for opening things up that you don't, where you don't want to puncture too deep, you know, and this is a very useful area of this knife. Also, when you trap things, you know, you can trap things into this little section when you're opening it up or cutting through things. The jimping in the ramp, it does offer a little bit of traction, not a lot though, but you get a lot of traction everywhere else. And you know, you're pretty locked in right here. So I don't think you need any more traction than you already have. So there you guys go. Thank you guys for watching. I love you guys. Kuby, thanks again. Peace.